Welcome to What's Your Mission, where we're dedicated to sharing, learning, and growing for the betterment of our personal lives, our society, and our planet. Today kicks off our series called Go Out on a Whim, where community members can gain insights and intimate knowledge of the missions of other community members, entrepreneurs, and small businesses. Our hope is to inspire action and for you to be engaged in your personal missions, as well as the missions of the community around you. Today, I'd like to welcome Kenya Strickland. She's a school teacher and organizer, a founder and executive of her very own nonprofit. My intro doesn't do Kenya any justice, so I'll let Kenya introduce herself. Share a little bit.
Well, thank you, Naisha. So you pretty much cover everything. I'm Kenya. I'm going into my sixth year of teaching. I teach high school U.S. history and African American history. And like you said, I am a new founder. So I just founded Strickland Educational Services about 2 years ago, but we've been officially a 501(c)(3) for about a year.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Thank
And
you.
yeah, so let's get started. So let's run down some questions I have for you. In a previous conversation, you spoke about how marginalized and underserved youth are consistently shown to underperform academically. How is your mentorship program with your nonprofit, Strickland Education Services, tackling this problem?
So like I said, I've been a teacher for going into 6 years. And throughout my time as a teacher, I've always taught at Title I schools, which are typically the population is majority children of color. And what
Mhm.
I've noticed is that a lot of our children are not performing academically. So that's kind of what inspired me, or part of what inspired me to start Strickland Educational Services. Our overall mission is to help improve literacy rates as well as successful outcomes for children and people who live in marginalized communities. So one of the programs that we offer is for students from these communities. It's called the School to Purpose Pipeline. And essentially through the mentorship program, we just want to help them again, just understand the importance of education, how it could potentially change the trajectory of their lives. Because I've always been a believer that education is the key to changing your circumstances. And also to show them how self-actualization and helping themselves can also help their communities. So we're hoping through what we are doing through the mentorship program that we are able to see our students um, perform better academically, and then hopefully we also inspire them to come back to their community and give back in different ways.
Great. And I love the addition of just like having students learn and help themselves, like with self actualization and everything. That's awesome to hear. Well, next thing I want to talk about is your Black Teachers Meetup that you just started. Can you explain more about that?
Yes, so another program that we offer through Strickland Educational Services is called Black Teachers Meet, which is a program for Black teachers in Central Florida. And essentially, what it is a support group for us to come together and just kind of see how we can work together and support each other through our journey as teachers. Like I said in the beginning, I've been teaching for going into 6 years, and so I'm still relatively new, and so I kind of wanted something like this for myself when I first started. And so in trying to find that, I found that there was really nothing like that um, available. So I just decided to start Black Teachers Meet. It'll be a monthly meeting where teachers can come together again and just have that support group essentially. Um, and it's also kind of a way to try to retain teachers, particularly Black teachers. What I'm noticing is that a lot of us are leaving the field at a rapid rate. And it's not even just what I'm noticing. You can read,
Mhm.
statistics about it. Because the job is very tough, right? And especially when we are teaching in our communities, we feel a bit more passionate about it. And it can just become a very heavy occupation. And so I just want to kind of lighten the load as much as I can through Black Teachers Meet, because in order for us to see effective change through education, everyone involved in the educational space needs to be supported. So that's the teachers, that's the students, and that's the parents.
Mhm.
Right now, we don't have any programming for parents yet, but we do plan on having programming for parents as well, because I do want to support what I consider those three pillars of education. So we have school to purpose pipeline for the students, and then Black teachers meet for the teachers. And going back to that, I'm focusing more so on Black teachers because it's the group that I can relate to the most. It's the group
Mhm.
that our students, in these communities can typically relate to the most. And so I just feel like it's important to have that niche group so that we can work together and really focus on bettering our communities.
And I had the opportunity to attend one of her Black teacher meetings last month, or last week, I should say, even though I'm not a Black teacher. And it's definitely an awesome event that she's holding. It's well organized. Everyone's very friendly and welcoming, and it's a supportive and passionate atmosphere to be a part of. So anybody watching, if you're a Black teacher, if you just want to get involved and help keep these projects alive, definitely reach out to Kenya.
Thank you. And we loved having you there, Nish.
Just like every time I speak to you, I feel an excitement and a passion about like what you speak about in your mission. And it just makes me think, do you have any key people or key inflection points in your journey that influence your mission to give back to your community?
So for me, I studied African American history in college. That's what I got my degree in, and so I was very much influenced by our forefathers or our ancestors, the people who came before us, right? So very much influenced by the Black Panther Party and everything that they did to help our people. I really kind of pulled some things from their 10-point program. I'm not sure if you were familiar with that.
I haven't. You
Um,
can share with us.
so basically, the 10-point platform is what the Black Panther Party stood on. Those were things that they were working towards and fighting for through the Black Panther Party. And so I just really feel like some of those things are still needed.
Hmm.
And I try to emulate, for lack of better terms, some of the work that they were doing through the work that I currently do now. So that was really my main point of inspiration. And just I love the whole idea of like grassroots organizing and pulling the people together to put our power towards good and bettering ourselves as a people.
Yes, I love that. And I'll have another question that's kind of related to that of us gathering together to make an impact. But let me hit you with this question. So we're halfway through the year, and it's a perfect time to ask you about some of those New Year's resolutions or goals most of us have forgotten about, including myself. What is one mission related goal you're striving to achieve for the next few months or a year?
So personally or through the or professionally.
Yes, professionally.
So I guess the goal for us would one be to make sure we get enough funding to sustain our programming.
Hmm.
We, the with the nonprofit process is a lot of, asking for donations, asking for or applying for grants. So our goal is to get to at least $50,000 by the end of the year. So that way we
Okay.
can do the things that we need to do.
Okay, and like you're hitting on all of my questions. So you mentioned earlier about community. We all know that great things cannot be done alone. So what type of businesses would you like to see more involved in your impact efforts?
Um, Businesses that kind of reflect our same goals and want to see communities thrive. So that could be Black businesses in the area. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a Black business, just a business that wants to support our goals and our mission.
Okay. And do you think there's like a type of business like beyond like small businesses? Is there like a type of business that you would love to work with?
Yeah, I would love to work with a large scale business, kind of like a Target or a Walmart. Maybe if they could be a partner or a sponsor, that would be ideal
Yeah.
for the things that we're trying to do.
Yeah, because I think that would help bring a bit more scale and, eyes to what you're doing.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yes, in the long-term phase, I definitely foresee us having those types of partnerships, but in these beginning stages, I kind of want to connect more so with the smaller businesses that are within the community because that is another example for the students to show how we can come together to help ourselves.
Mm. Yeah, and then let's like shift our train of thought on like individual community members. How can we as individual community members support your mission as well?
Exactly. So, right now we're in the process of looking for volunteers for different roles, for not only the School to Purpose pipeline, but other programs through Strickland Educational Services. Right now, we just need all hands on deck. We're very, very small team. So, the more people that we can have on board that are also like minded and again want to see the mission through, that would be fantastic. So, yeah, we'll be advertising for that very, very soon.
Okay, and hopefully this project that we're doing right now will get a bit more eyes and hands in on the efforts that you're moving towards. So to round out our conversation in one sentence, what's your mission?
So our mission is to uplift and transform marginalized communities through high quality educational programming that's aimed at improving literacy, planning for successful futures, and also self actualization.
All right, so here's a moment for another shameless plug. How can businesses or community members reach out to you?
So I can be found on Instagram at Strickland Ed, that's ED Services. And then you can also email me. So it's Kenya at Strickland Ed Services. And then if you want to follow what we're doing with the mentorship program, that one is at School to Purpose Pipeline.
All right, awesome. I can add all that into our interview series for viewers to follow along with your journey. Awesome, Kenya. Thank you for joining me today.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
All right. I feel like that was pretty good.